Good morning. And I guess the market just getting a little tired. Not totally out of the woods of hitting the mark, but you can see yesterday was just a go nowhere day. Up a little bit, just chopped around all day. Chopping. Um, Down here a little bit this morning. Was a little bit I guess it wasn't even really any real attempt to push up on the economic news, which wasn't any big deal. Revisions in reporting, just a yawn. Those jobless claims are nothing. You know, we'll see. We'll see if they can get something going this morning. What's happening? Anything 10 o'clock, pending home sales, some oil. The oil and gasoline and natural gas, crude oil, that might be interesting at 11 o'clock since we've been talking about energy having the downside shakeout. You can see the XLE here, the energy ETF, having broken down and popping back up a couple of weeks ago in the advisory letter. Spoke about a possible downside shakeout pattern, and that's what's happening. It's going sideways at resistance where these pivot highs are. The declining 50 MAs, the moving averages are converging all in the same place. Let's take a look at crude oil. Yeah, it's in a spot where it should try and roll back down. So it's not a pattern that is confirmed yet. Right? The oil, you're down a little bit, blipping around at minor resistance. See moving averages down. It's at some support. I wouldn't mind a little back and fill here before it might get the move going. We've been talking about, into 2024. We know the market's extended and it's due for a little breather. What could shake its tree a little bit? Well, oil moving up. You see interest rates are up here a little bit. Right? And look at this pattern. Now, it's thin trading, but when I see a pattern that's been trending down, as this one has for a period of time, into an area of support, and it goes sideways like this a little bit, and you get a little bit of a range expansion bar into that support like that. And now it's gapping up. I mean, it could have another down bar today, right? The day's just starting. But if it's an inside bar, it's what we call a breakdown bar failure. It's right in the manual. And I've seen it over decades. So it's something that kind of creeps up on you if you've been trained, as I have and others. Look to the left. If something's coming down like that, and you see this consolidation and a breakdown with a little range expansion bar, and it closes with an inside bar, and then it takes out the high of the inside bar, it tends to start trending up. So we'll keep an eye on that. But the weekly is down into the support area. And it's where it made a significant turn before. Right? No brain surgery stuff going on here. Just simple, trend analysis, looking to the left, looking at the price pattern, getting ready to see if it can make the turn. We'll see if that happens. I haven't looked at this in a couple of days. The 13-week is down a little bit. We have to look at this on a line chart. I don't think anything significant, but I just decided to want to look at it. Really not doing much of anything, right? Just kind of grinding lower here, kind of staying around the same area. And so what we're going to be looking for in the coming weeks is ideally, this should continue to go down. So this idea, people talk, oh, the Fed's going to lower interest rates, and maybe the heck with getting to 2% inflation rate. I don't know. We'll see. But if this continues to perk up a little bit, what could go wrong at this point? And I don't mean wrong in a major way, but what could shake up the markets? Well, set an alert on this above here. It's not far away and it wouldn't be a big deal, but why not set an alert? See if that starts to move up. And if that 10-year starts to move up and oil starts to move up, and then we'd have to see what the dollar does, which still has room to get to support. I know this is messed up, but this is down a bit. I can use the euro to see if it's got a little ways to get to resistance. So there's still time, and maybe the S&Ps can make that new all-time high. Maybe people are already leaving for the year end. Maybe it won't make it there. I mean, we want to see it 2023 new all-time high, but time is running out. And you can see the euro is actually down a bit here, which means the dollar could be up a bit. I'm not looking at other currencies, but you can see the others here are red, which means the dollar is going to be up a little bit. So dollar up a little bit, interest rates up a little bit, crude oil down a little bit. Really not much going on. And of course, things are relatively flat. The S&Ps were like positive 50 cents, with fluctuating back and forth to unchanged, and now they're down, 3.5. But I mean, come on, we're talking about something relatively insignificant at this point, being down a little bit. It's just, it just popped up here, and it's trading inside a little tiny range there from yesterday. So it's like maybe the year is over already. I don't know. S&Ps, they were up there a little, kind of unchanged here, coming down. So SPX, if you're interested, last I looked, this 4810 is not bad. And you know what? There is like one strike. Oh, there's a little bit of open interest there. So the bets aren't increasing about 4,800, but there's a little bit, 4,850. Of course, there's always going to be somebody betting that it might go up there, but going further out, into next month, I'm not seeing anything large above 4,800, and that's probably maybe part of the problem. Just not that bullish. Even the low volume where traders just not that bullish. They've had enough. Maybe it won't get there. But 4810, I think that's reasonable today. I don't know. I mean, it is at an uptrend, but things are down here a bit. So to get through 4,800, I don't think so, but we'll see. And then to get down to 4750, unchanged, have to get down through 2 days. A bit of a red bar there, but at some point it's going to happen. These things are still relatively close. Chase asking me about a 47.55. Well, you're getting even a little closer. The last I looked, I'd rather be at the 50 at the 50 number. Let's see here. Options. What's 47? Yeah, 50. So 50 is 70 by 80. And if they dip down a little bit more, you know, I'd rather do the 50. And if they do dip down further, if S&P goes down further, you might be able to do 47, 45. The further, the better. If you can get, like, just generally speaking, if you can get on the other side of a 50 cents or on the other side of a whole number, it's like one little extra point. So transports had a down day. They closed under the prior day's low. So a little bit of weakness there. I wouldn't call it a big deal. It isn't an uptrend. The Dow, 0 DTE, Bally. 0 DTE. You know it's done today. The clock, the melting ice cube, as Dan calls it. Once you could be done with it by 12 o'clock. If the market makes a move. But it's if you get the strikes right, it's going to be worthless at the end of the day. Right? The Dow inching up here. What's moving in the Dow? Walmart's up, well, less than a point. Amgen's up less than a point. Caterpillar, nothing's moving much. Financials are a little green. Goldman, J.P. Morgan, American Express. Disney is down a little. Boeing down a little, not a big deal. Microsoft, not much is going on here. So that's what it is. Gold is down a little bit, not a big deal. Silver down a little bit. It's like traders are, ready to close this year out. Bitcoin just flipping back and forth here. Really nothing going on. IWM, inching lower as we speak. So you want to look at KRE. Not really doing too much. Yesterday we spoke about these little hook buy setups being so close to a prior high. It's not the greatest. If the trend is strong, or say you're in the middle of a move. When I say in the middle of a move, this has moved up several weeks in a row, and you did get the wide range bar. It keeps going. But the ideal scenario when something, moves up like this is it pulls back a little bit to where, to get up to the prior high at least is a reasonable distance, rather than something to the left being where sellers will be immediately. So anyway, if this does break down through here, and just you can a thumbnail. I have a 5-minute thumbnail, but just being aware if that starts to go down, if you're looking at IWM for a trade, biotech's been bringing up the rear. It's pulling back here a little bit, but that's had a heck of a run. It's what hasn't, except maybe marijuana. That is up near that prior high, so it's unlikely it's going to go much further. So anything, what's the word, end of year window dressing, maybe some stocks get moved around. You see the Russell just down a little bit, not a big deal, just flattish there. But Microsoft couldn't get out of its own way the other day. It's just flat, doing nothing here. Apple, what its watch BS. I think I heard a little bit of a reprieve. Maybe that helps bring things up a little bit. Tesla fighting some buyers now, kind of inching up a little bit there. So, and what's Meta doing? Yeah, maybe can go up a little bit more. So yeah, the big news is the S&P 500 make a new all-time high, and um, you know, can join a little bit of the party there with the Dow and the Nasdaq. We'll see if it does that. We'll see how it goes. All yours, Dan.
Good morning. Yeah, I think it's gonna be dead here rest of the year, 2 days. There's no earnings, but I have a big watch list. Let's go through those. We're very, very long oriented in our letters. JKS alarm. We're long this. This was a beautiful no-brainer. 123 following a 180. So I said sell a third pre-market up here at 36.65. Stop yesterday's low. That looks great. REMX alarm went off. That's the bottoming pattern we bought. A couple from yesterday. FDS looks great. Daily, weekly, monthly look fantastic. Let's see how that opens. I'll watch it. Neil, I don't know what's up with you today. That's a nasty gap. Redfin. I had posted this as a naked put over yesterday's closing price. So, breakout. ALB. Yeah, ours did not trigger. Ours was okay. I posted it, and then it has to take out a 5-minute high. But yeah, that looks good. A Nomad here. I posted this. Let's see. Let me set an alarm over 1708. And we're only going to do a half lot on this. Good wide range bar breakout. You got the psychological 200. But it'd be better as a 1, 2, 3. So that's why only a half lot. Apple, as Greg said, yeah, that's iWatch BS. Somebody asked about shorting that yesterday, and I said day trade only, not swing. I said it's a sloppy buy setup on support. Actually 30-minute high. Could be a day trade long. Pavel BMY long above 52. It's very sloppy, very sloppy. I would say set an alarm at 51.60 and then just kind of keep an eye on it. It tried. This was earnings. I remember watching it because I said on the gap down, I said if it could negate the gap down, then it's a nice bottoming pattern. But then it negated the breakout, and you have a sell set up on the weekly. So I can find Paddle so many better trades than that. And I did check for a put spread on the earnings day. There was nothing. Aluminum, that was on Alex's list. I call this getting on board a moving train. You're up so much far from the 20. There's a couple call spreads I'm watching. Home Depot. Even though it's kind of a bold flag right here. But it's up a lot. Costco, I'm watching for an M top, but it has to turn or else it's a buy setup and an uptrend. And the coin here has been just crazy bullish. That's why we talk about potency of turns. And it looked like it tried to turn here and then ended up to be a consolidation over time. So even though it's gapping down, I don't know, that thing's dangerous. Today's Thursday, so possibly we can do a 1 DTE, but I surely would not be fading that thing for next week. Not unless we get like a double top. Yeah, there's a 1, 2, 3 actually. Beautiful 15-minute chart. Sure. It's a bit far from the 20. So I like this FDS better. Daily, weekly, monthly. But it's bullish as can be. A little bit of a light volume here. You can see the spots here. I'll set an alarm 84.50. Yeah, I like that FDS, which might have been yours also, actually. I forget. CWK. That's a bull rectangle. Now look at this. Now see, that's a W bottom with a new low plus and a 1, 2, 3 on the weekly. So this one's also beautiful, daily, weekly, monthly. So I like CWK, I like FDS. They're two of my favorite longs. S has to get over the week's high, then a put spread. T2, if it can hold here, then it's a little 1, 2, 3, 4. Goldman, that's a bull rectangle. It's far from the 20 though, but that is a bull rectangle. You got your flagpole, and you draw a rectangle around here, and it's bullish consolidation. Redfin we talked about. We're gonna do naked puts. NVCR. Sanjay mentioned this yesterday, a breakout bottoming pattern, but it's a buyout. But that's a beautiful, beautiful bottoming pattern. MAN, bull rectangle. 1, 2, 3 on the weekly, W bottom monthly. That's on the list. Stag, we entered a half lot yesterday. Doe, I have an alarm. It has to get out above Tuesday's high. And then it has this big old void. CGNX, we're in. Mister was a beautiful day trade yesterday. 15-minute high, 30-minute high, whatever. We were trying to sell puts on it, but didn't get the desired premium. But that had a monster day. AAP, we're in long stock and put spread that expires tomorrow. This is a beautiful, beautiful pattern over the week's high. So it's a 1, 2, 3 also. Ideally, it'll have another inside bar today or two, and put it on our list for next week. Man, I would not call it core, Robert, because you got Robert, hypothetically put block out these overlapping bars here. And if it was just a fluid move down like this with my double bottom, then yes. So I put this in the category of it's not a core. It's right up here at weekly resistance, but you got a beautiful target. You might get $5 out of that. OIH, we sold a put spread yesterday. Oscar November. Yesterday's high looks good. Let's set an alarm 85.85. We bought AMAT yesterday in the semis all-time highs. Look at it, AMAT's a 123 now. Looks great. Red bar ignored. That looks, no, not all-time highs. Now see, here's an example where this prior high on the monthly is meaningless to me. It's meaningless. I'm trading the daily weekly. So being that far away, what is it, 2 years ago, whatever? It's a non-issue. ALC breakout. It kind of looks like an ADR with these gaps. But that's a continuation. Big old bottoming pattern. Looks good. I think that was Sam I am. YouTube Earl. Welcome, Earl. He's saying 1, 2, 3 long. Yeah, we talked about this in MT Live yesterday. Yeah. Now the only thing that would be better, Earl, is if this didn't have 3 bars of resistance, if it only had 1 bar, because then it would be easier to get through this prior high. But yeah, it's worthy of the list. Where did I leave off? DEA. Now this is a sloppy buy setup. Sloppy because you got some overlapping bars, but I'm going to keep it on the list. Oscar, little bull rectangle breakout. That's a REIT, a lit, and not crazy. TKR, another bull rectangle. EHC, top of the range. It needs to go sideways more. RDNT. Sloppy buy setup. I don't expect it to make a new high, but it might get $1 out of it. Joby, I like yesterday's high, daily, weekly, monthly. BTBT's been on a tear. It's one of these little Bitcoin things, Bitcoin mining, whatever. Tilray Dog, CalZ, little breakout failure. TMOS, we're still long. Now that's a beautiful buy setup with a 4 bar turn. So we're in that. We sold a third at the high. Looks great. My alarm's going off here. Costco. Why did my Costco alarm go off? Let me reset it. 663. Oh, I had it at 665 for some reason. Net. Yeah, it has to get over yesterday's high, but it's bullish daily, weekly, monthly. Tesla up alarm. We have a put spread. Let's now move stuff under here. How about this under 260? How about Nomad alarm? That's a long half lot. Nomad Remax up alarm. We're already in that one. All right, so all I can do is just go through these one by one. Tesla, we have 247. We did a beautiful put spread for next week. We're already at 50% of max profit. Let's take it. The oil gap down, but it's bouncing. So those are going to be nice trades as a red bar Nord. Abbott up alarm. We're in that. So that's a good news alarm. I like that. It's a good news alarm, not a bad news alarm. All right, just one by one, one by one. Um, I see Eichlein ripping here on the 15-minute chart. Wow, that had a beautiful turn here. Eichlein, so did Tan, I think, on the same day. On JKS up alarm, that's doing great. Let's move stop days low now, 36.38. TMOS up alarm. Well, market's going nowhere, so our up alarms are let's sell another third of JKS. That was a beautiful trade. Wow, they are coming after the JKS, man. All right, good job. Yeah, my TMOS alarm went off. I'm busy here for a couple minutes to go through all my alarms that went off. Yeah, my TMOS one just did. Oh, I think my alarm went off because we had it met its next 1/3 target. But I will confirm or deny that in a minute. Yeah, I like that going sideways. Hopefully it closes like this. All right, TMOS, let's move stop 157.58. Yes. A Aflac. Oh, Aflac was our one short. Is stopping out. Okay, so we met our first third target. First third. So Sam, if we started with a full position and we sold a third, how much do we have left? Or is Sam on vacation again? So we met our first third target 158.75. Perfect. Well, what's simple for you and me, Robert, might not be for everybody. Man, look at JKS. Nice out on another third in the spring. So Affleck stopping out. We have stupid thing. We bought puts at right the dead low, sucked us in. 82 puts. That expired tomorrow. Yeah, so yeah, they're dead. Home Depot low alarm. Let's see what it looks like. Having a lot of alarms go off here. Depot, yeah, see, rolling over. This is a 1 DTE call spread. Maybe 352.50. 352, 15 cents. No, thank you. All right, Abbott, nice Abbott. Camoosed up here, 109.18. Let's move it break even. So still a third in the strength here. That's kind of a slow mover. Wow, AD line kept down to a negative 1,000. Just noticed that. Oh, FDS alarm went off earlier, darn it. Greg, I love this pattern, daily, weekly, monthly. Question is, how big a stop? It better not come down here. Let's give it a stop. 464, 60.